Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. If you are, I know I've only just gone live, but when you catch me live, always say hello. Always let me know where you are from, and so I know that you are here. And if you're catching the replay, obviously always give me a hashtag replay, hashtag after party. From the glorious Carly Marie has been having that trending, and I love it. Hashtag after party or hashtag catch up. I don't mind which hashtag you use as long as you tell me you were here. Love it, love it, love it. We had a bit of a conversation in the Money Healing Mastermind today. We were going through the heart chakra, which is all that emotional power, and about how we relate to our own thoughts, our own beliefs, our own inner workings. And one of the not ideas, but one of the concepts that we talked about was financial infidelity. And the women in the mastermind, I asked them to journal about any money mistakes they'd made, any financial infidelities, anything that they had regretted in the past that they thought was a mistake or something they shouldn't have done. And we had an amazing conversation about financial infidelity, and I began thinking about this afternoon. I was like, I need to come in here and talk about it because it may not be something that you're aware of, and even if you are, you may not know what to do about it. So I wanted to come and talk to you about financial infidelity. So if you're here, say hi, let me know that you're here live. So financial infidelity really is all about either when we're doing it ourselves, it's when we are spending money that we are not telling people about. So whether that is our significant other or our husband, our wife, our partner, when we are going and we're spending the money that is not just ours, it is ours and somebody else's, and we're going and spending that without being truthful to them of the spending. And this happens quite a lot when someone has like a credit card that they're responsible for, or they have control, because normally a lot of the time in families you find someone has more control over the money than the others. It just sort of falls that way, and you can find that occurs in different circumstances, different relationships, where money is spent but not disclosed, and it causes this financial infidelity. And the problem with this is normally the person who has spent the money without admitting it or allowing that conversation to occur with their significant other, there's a lot of guilt that's left with that, and there's a lot of uneasy feeling about it. And normally what we do with that as society, we're pretty good at pushing it down. We push those feelings down, and we push it down, and we don't do anything about it. And what happens though, those choices and those circumstances, all of those parts of our life contribute to how we then move forward and make our choices in the rest of our lives. So if we have had times in our own personal place of having financial infidelity and spending money that we shouldn't have, that's then going to cause us to make certain choices moving forward as well, whether that's to continue the lies and continue the spending, or continue doing something that we know we shouldn't be doing, but we just sort of get on that roller coaster, or whether that then makes us make choices because of our past. And it happens quite a lot. We allow the choices that we've made in our life, and I'm not just talking financial ones, but obviously as a financial intuitive, that's where my lens is. But when we make choices, financial choices in our past, what that does is that can create our future choices or moves as well. So it really does reflect on it. And what happens is we put a lot of power in that past mistake. We give that past choice so much more power and so much more, power is really the only one I can think of at the moment, but we give it so much more credit than it really needs. And what we need to do is we need to be honest with ourselves of the mistakes we've made, of the choices we've made, of the occurrences that have happened, and forgive ourselves for it. Very, very rarely are we very good at forgiving ourselves. Yes, but again, in society, it's like this unknown rule that we have to beat ourselves up, that we have to, suffer for our mistakes, and we have to make sure that we feel bad about it and we feel guilty about it, and we beat ourselves up constantly about it. And you don't have to. We don't have to. I want to be able to change that belief and change that idea that we have to suffer that we have to suffer. We don't, but we do need to bring in forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a powerful healing tool. But the thing about forgiveness is we have to have self-esteem with it. We have to have that self-love to be able to move down that forgiveness path. If we don't have that self-love, if we don't have that self-esteem, what happens is we don't believe we're worthy enough to forgive. We would rather hold on to that heaviness, hold on to that issue, hold on to that problem, because we don't believe we're good enough to let it go. Because we just allow it to bring us down. So there has to be an element of self-love as well. Self-love is such an important part of forgiveness. So what I want to talk to you and tell you today is, if you have had financial infidelity in your life, whether you have been the perpetrator or even if you've had someone do that in your relationship as well, the other way around, I want you to seek forgiveness. Forgive yourself for the part that you've played. Forgive yourself in the feelings that have been created. Forgive yourself on so many different elements. Ho'oponopono is a glorious place to start with that. And there is so much information out there on the internet about Ho'oponopono. I won't go into a huge amount of detail because you can absolutely Google that. But it's essentially 4 statements that we can tell ourselves. And these 4 statements of Ho'oponopono really do allow that forgiveness to work all its way through every layer of our being, and to move that choice that we made, that uneasiness out of our system. Yes? So the statements are: I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The most 4 glorious statements. And we can say that to ourselves. We can tell ourselves we're sorry. We can tell ourselves, please forgive me. Again, say thank you to ourselves and I love you. And move through each of those powerful statements and look through the eyes of love at what has occurred in our past, and allow that forgiveness to occur. What happens with that guilt and that suffering, and if we don't forgive, we don't realize the amount of heaviness it causes us. The only person unforgiveness causes pain to is ourself. Absolutely ourself. It's where that self-love has to come in. We have to love ourselves enough to let go. We have to love ourselves enough to forgive ourselves. We have to love ourselves enough to understand we don't need that heaviness in our life. We don't need to carry it around any longer. We can absolutely just let it go. We can. As simple as making a choice. It's simple but not easy. I don't want those two to get confused. It's simple to do. It's not always easy to do. But at the same time, it is something that you can practice and continue to work with and make that glorious change. And it makes such a difference in our life when we are able to, yes, see our mistakes, but see them through the eyes of love. Understand that every mistake that we have made has brought us to where we are. There is a lesson in everything that we have occurred in our life. And it is through these lessons that we have found ourselves here. And we are able to, I encourage you to look at those choices you've made, whether they are the right choices or the wrong choices in your eyes, because they are just a perception. I want you to have a look at them and say, okay, well, that is how it is. I cannot change what has occurred, but I can forgive myself for the part that I played in it. And just move. Allow yourself to remove that burden. Remove that burden of what unforgiving is doing and causing you. And let it go. Absolutely let it go. So yes, if you have been part of financial infidelity or past money mistakes or anything else that you feel is just, you keep beating yourself up about it, I really do encourage you just to forgive yourself. Absolutely forgive yourself. You can journal it down as well. You can allow that feeling, how you're feeling about it, to enter the page and just release it. Look up Ho'oponopono and really move into that practice of forgiveness. You may even like to do it for 40 days, do a 40-day forgiveness practice. If there is something that's really sitting in your past that you are struggling to reconcile the forgiveness with. Beautiful. Thank you everyone who has watched and been with me this whole time. It's glorious to have you here. Make sure you say hi. Let me know you've been here. Give me a hashtag replay if you are catching up. But yes, I just adore the work that we are able to do through the mastermind and the changes that we are able to create. Just that forgiveness in itself and coming back to our heart center and understanding the power, that emotional power that we have and the choices we have can change our life. And we get to move through and release all of the fear, all the past, all the beliefs, everything that's sitting in that subconscious. We're able to release them and allow ourselves to make choices based on love, financial choices based on love. The next round of Money Healing Mastermind is opening soon. We're going to start the 14th of September. If you'd like to know all about it first, put a comment in the box here. Let me know. I'm not launching for another week or so. There's no sales page yet, but if you want to be the first to know, pop in the comments me and I'll make sure I get the information over to you when it is live. But we're going the 14th of September. There's two separate rounds. Two separate times you can join. There's 9 a.m. These are West Australian time, so 9 a.m. West Australian time, 11 a.m. if you're over in the east coast of Australia. Or there's also 1 p.m. West Australian time, 3 p.m. over on the east coast. So the 1 p.m. What was I doing? The 1 p.m. because I've got people in the UK who are wanting to join. In fact, I've already got a couple of people for the UK in that spot already, even though we haven't launched yet. But yeah, 1 p.m. is really going to help those people in Europe and in the UK. And the 9 a.m. as well as across Australia, obviously, is helping out for those glorious women that are in the US who are also looking to join too. But if you've got any questions, if you want to know if the mastermind is right for you, book in a free call. Let's chat. I'm more than happy to connect. In fact, I'd love to connect with you and we can go from there. Okay. Mwah. Big love. Go check out Ho'oponopono for that forgiveness. And if you have any queries about it, pop it in the comments and I will do my best to answer. See you then. Bye.